149th commencement at Keystone College. I'm Dr. Karen Yarish, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. As the Chief Academic Officer at Keystone College, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to each and every member of the class of 2020. You've overcome all obstacles and challenges you've encountered, in particular, those of this past semester. And you have managed to maintain your focus in order to attain your goals. I commend your hard work and dedication, and I wish you every success in your future endeavors. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the 11th president of Keystone College, Dr. Tracy L. Brundage.
Hello and welcome to Keystone College's 149th Annual Commencement Ceremony. First, let me say that I know we would all rather be celebrating this special day in person, as we have done in the past. But like almost every other college and university in the nation, the COVID-19 pandemic has forced our hand and made us change our plans. While this may be a virtual commencement, it is no less a celebration than any of the 148 past ceremonies we have held. The accomplishments of our graduates are no less extraordinary than if we were all together at the pavilion at Montage, as we had originally planned. In fact, I believe that in some ways, they are even more so. Not only did you study hard and perform well in the classroom and on campus during your time at Keystone, the last few months you've had to deal with so many unique challenges. It's hard to believe. I know many of you have had a friend or family member or someone in your community deal with the ravages of COVID-19. All of you have had to deal with social distancing, studying online this past semester, and being away from your friends and campus activities. Yes, it really has been a different world. In fact, it's been heartbreaking. The loss is real. This is an incredible milestone for you, and even though this may not be the way you wanted to celebrate, try to feel the joy even in the midst of pain. There is always a light at the end of the tunnel, and hope is greater than fear. You are a light in this world. Make sure you shine through the uncertainty affecting all Americans at this time of crisis. Have clarity in the moment. Storms don't last forever. Maintain perspective and know that this is an unprecedented time in history, and there isn't a playbook, and it's impacting everyone. Your purpose and your dreams haven't evaporated in this crisis. No matter what you have to do in the short term, you will get back on track. And sometimes life throws a pause our way. And to that end, I offer you the following. Don't let failure dictate your future. Keep trying, keep pushing, be resilient, and find your sweet spot. Don't be afraid to break new ground, begin new ventures, and never be afraid to ask for help. But then make sure that you listen, really listen. When you have a quiet mind, you can let others intervene. Listen and understand what you are hearing. Remember that your thoughts create your reality, so make sure they are positive, and be grateful for the gifts that you have given and use them to the fullest of your ability. Be present and learn as much as you can from those around you. There are infinite lessons in our day-to-day experiences. Appreciate those learning opportunities. Winston Churchill, Prime Minister of England during the darkest days of World War II, remarked, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." During all your time on campus, and especially during these last few months, you have indeed shown courage and character in so many ways at so many times. To family and friends, I ask you to salute your graduates, even if you are not physically with them today. While you too may be overcoming difficulties of your own, please take a moment to reflect on the joy of this moment and the excellence of this particular graduating class. They have shown you the quality of their character and the kindness of their hearts. To the class of 2020, today we say goodbye to your time with us as students. We give you our sincere congratulations for everything you have accomplished, and we wish you the very best. We also welcome you to the world that lies ahead. Yes, there will be challenges, but we know there will not be anything that will stop you. You have proven that each and every day at Keystone, especially in recent months. So go forward as proud Keystone graduates, but never forget how much we admire you, how much we care for you, and how much we love you. Thank you all very much. I'd now like to introduce our commencement speaker, Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Gager. Daniel is the Vice President of Business Development at ComSat Incorporated, and he has over 18 years of SATCOM experience. Dan brings a wealth of satellite program management and technical experience to ComSat from his work as an active duty Army Satellite Communications Officer, a Department of Defense civilian, and as a network operator. Before starting at ComSat, Dan was Executive Vice President at a satellite hardware and engineering firm, NAL Research, Director of Government Business Development at Iridium Satellite, and as a satellite program manager at the Defense Information Systems Agency, where he served as the Chief of the Department of Defense Enhanced Mobile Satellite Services Division. Program Manager of the U.S. government's $2 billion Future ComSatCom Services Acquisition, Gateway Satellite Systems Expert Gig Operations, and as DISA's liaison to the CJ-6 Multinational Forces, Baghdad, Iraq. On active duty, Dan served as the Assistance Operation Officer, 1st Satellite Control Battalion, and commander of the Defense Satellite Communications Certification Facility, Schriever Air Force Base, Colorado. Dan currently serves as a lieutenant colonel in the DC National Guard, where he serves as a Congressional Affairs Officer. Dan holds a bachelor's degree from Cameron University, an associate's degree from Keystone College, and is a graduate of the Army's Command and General Staff College. He is also Defense Acquisition Workforce Improvement Act Level 3 Program Manager certified. Dan's other affiliations include the Army Signal Regiment, Society of Satellite Professionals International, Armed Forces Communications and Electronic Association, Association of the United States Army, Army Reserve Officers Association, and Phi Delta Theta Fraternity. Thanks, Dan, for speaking to our graduating class under these unique circumstances.
Good afternoon. President Brundage, Vice President Yarsh, honored guests, parents, faculty, staff, and the Keystone Class of 2020. It's a true honor to be part of this year's commencement program. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Dan Gager, and I'm a 1991 graduate, what was known at the time as Keystone Junior College. And wow, how time flies. I can't believe that was 29 years ago when I was living in a dorm room on first floor south, trying to get myself out of bed at 7:30 to make class. Now, after serving 24 years in the Army, I can't stay in bed past 5:30 a.m. Even that is a late wake-up for me. President Brundage asked me to speak to you today about what my experience at Keystone meant to me and how it influenced me to be the person I am today. Don't worry, this won't be long. To keep a military tradition, I'm going to keep the remarks short and to the point. I hope I can give you something to take away with you that will help you with your future endeavors. Like most Keystone students, I did not follow a traditional path to higher education. In 1989, I graduated from Selinsgrove Area High School with a 2.7 GPA. And at that point, I was not even sure if I even wanted to go to college. I applied to a few schools, but ended up at Keystone mainly due to a close high school friend of mine that also decided to attend. In 1991, I graduated from Keystone with an Associate of Arts Business Administration and a 2.6 GPA. Even to today, I still look back at my time at Keystone as the two best years of my life. The education I received and the friendships I built there are still with me to today. After graduation from Keystone, I decided not to continue on to get my bachelor's degree. I found learning very difficult and writing papers very frustrating. I eventually found out in 2001 while taking a master's level class, I had a learning disability called dysgraphia. Dysgraphia is a disability that makes it very difficult for one to write, spell, and put thoughts on paper. Because of my difficulty in college, I decided not to continue on with my education. Between 1991 and 1994, I worked a few jobs selling furniture, appliances, as well as a short stint at Delta Airlines as a reservation agent. I can tell you, none of those jobs were fun. I really was not sure what I wanted to do with my life. So in 1994, I woke up one day and decided to enlist in the Army. I clearly remember sitting in my dorm room in South Hall here at Keystone, listening to the radio's play-by-play of the U.S. moving into Kuwait, from Kuwait into Baghdad. I felt guilty that I was sitting back here while my friends at Keystone, who were reservists, were putting their lives at risk overseas. After enlisting in 1994, I spent 3 years as an enlisted soldier. And I loved the Army so much that I went back to college to finally earn my bachelor's degree. In 1998, I received my bachelor's degree and a commission as a second lieutenant in the United States Army. As I wrote the speech I'm giving you here today, I reflected on what were the major influences in my life that turned a 2.6 GPA student who can barely write a letter, let alone a college-level paper, into a vice president of a large satellite company, as well as lieutenant colonel in the United States Army. When I peel it back, it came down to three things: my family, the Army, and my time at Keystone College. With family, I'll keep it short. You get what you get, and I was very lucky. I had supportive parents that helped me get through my first 2 years at Keystone, and for that, I will always be thankful. As far as the Army goes, it was a huge influence on my life. It allowed me to pursue a bachelor's degree. It gave me leadership skills and instilled in me the heightened code of morals and values. At 27, I commanded a top secret unit of 54 soldiers with a mission critical to national security. Not many civilian employers would give a 27-year-old that much responsibility, but it was the hundreds of hours of leadership training the military gave me that made me ready for such a job at such a young age. I highly recommend the military for many reasons, but the leadership training was by far the greatest takeaway from me for my military career. The other great influence in my life was Keystone College. Keystone gave a less than stellar student a chance to earn a college degree and work on building his learning and writing skills in an environment that was patient and nurturing, more so than other four-year colleges. Having the Keystone experience as my initial entry into higher education gave me the confidence and tools I needed to be successful in my educational pursuits, allowed me to become a commissioned officer in the United States Army. I can honestly say I would have never finished my bachelor's degree if I didn't have Keystone as my initial entry into higher education. I sincerely hope that Keystone will give back to you as much as it has given back to me in the last 29 years. So those were the high-level influencers I attribute to my success, but there are also some very specific things that helped me to get to where I am today. I want to leave you with three thoughts that may help you be successful as you go out into this very competitive job market. First is surround yourself with people smarter than you. Whether you are a manager or you just took an entry-level position and you have to build a team around you, there's no quicker way to success than surrounding yourself with smart people. No one is an expert on everything, although we all know someone who is. Am I right? Those people usually plateau early in their careers. Don't let pride or insecurity hold you back from success. By surrounding yourself with good, smart, and motivated people, one can get more done in a shorter period while at the same time continuing to learn from those same people. If the majority of your subordinates are not smarter than you, then you're probably not building the most efficient and effective team that you can. In the military, strong teams are the key to mission success. Senior managers and leaders are in those positions for a reason. These leaders value team results over individual contributions. If you try to do everything yourself, or only build a team with people that you think will not show you up, then I guarantee you that you will not be as successful as you could have been. My second piece of advice is take the hard jobs. Throughout my career, I always set out the jobs that were the hardest or that nobody else wanted. And why, you may ask? Well, it's because if you can be successful at those tough jobs, you can do anything. Managers will recognize, one, your ability to get things done, And 2, that you are a team player that can be counted on in times of need and crisis. Let me give you a short example. As you all know, these times are strange and challenging. My company recently had to lay off 140 of 400 personnel. I can tell you, when management sat down to create the list of who we would keep and who we would let go, we didn't keep the people doing the easy jobs. We kept the people that we knew were going to step up and were willing to do the work when things got tough. Always be out front and don't be afraid to take risks. Take the hardest jobs you can find and get yourself noticed. The third and final point I wish to make is that you always need to continue to learn. Not continuing my education was one of the greatest regrets of my life. I'm sure most of you have heard the saying that the person who thinks they know everything knows nothing. Nothing in life could be more true. But the simple fact that you are sitting here today shows that you have the motivation and the drive to improve yourself through higher learning. So continue to challenge yourself academically by going after that master's or that doctorate degree. You should be extremely proud of yourself for this first great accomplishment in higher education. Do not let it be your last. I know this wasn't your ideal graduation ceremony. I hope the world gets back to normal soon and you can have a traditional ceremony in the fall. You all deserve it. I'm very proud of all of you. Congratulations, class of 2020. Your future is what you make it. Thank you for your time today. It was truly an honor to be part of your special day. Go and do great things. Goodbye, God bless, and stay safe. It's now my honor to introduce you to Keystone College's Outstanding Graduate 2020, Ms. Daphne A. Lemus. A native of Ringwood, New Jersey, Daphne will graduate summa cum laude with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Criminal Justice and Psychology and a minor in Homeland Security. She's been named to the President's List every semester and plans to pursue a master's degree in school counseling at the University of Scranton. Daphne aspires to be a school counselor and coach. Her achievements in and out of the classroom have been exceptional. In addition to being named the Outstanding Graduate, Daphne has also received the award for Outstanding Achievement in Criminal Justice and Psychology. Thanks to her efforts in the classroom, she's a recipient of Keystone's Academic Excellence Scholarship, is an Honor Scholar, Presidential Fellow, and a member of Alpha Lambda Delta Honor Society. Daphne also excels on the athletic field, where she serves as captain of both the women's field hockey and lacrosse teams. She helped the Giants field hockey team to a Colonial States Athletics Conference title in 2018 and guided both teams to a conference championship game appearances in 2019. Daphne was also the CSAC Defensive Player of the Year, the first-time All-CSAC for both field hockey and lacrosse as a 2019 ZAG Field Hockey NFHCA Division III Scholar of Distinction into the National Academic Squad. As a member of the Student Athletic Advisory Committee, she provided valuable insight on the student-athlete experience. Active in the community, Daphne volunteers at the Wayne County Correctional Facility, where she advocated for additional resources and programming for incarcerated individuals. She also volunteered with the Lackawanna Trail Youth Field Hockey teams, where she serves as a referee and assisted with practices. Ladies and gentlemen, please give me a warm welcome to Ms. Daphne Lemus.
Thank you, Dr. Brundage and the Board of Trustees. Good morning, faculty, staff, family, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2020. Thank you for tuning in to our online graduation ceremony. I am beyond honored to be chosen as this year's outstanding graduate and to have the opportunity to speak to you all on behalf of the class of 2020. Although our last semester and a virtual graduation ceremony may not be ideal, if I know anything about the class of 2020, it is that we prevail when faced with adversity. Coronavirus has changed the way most of us are living right now. And personally, being at home has given me the opportunity to reflect and look back at my college career. I would like to first start out by thanking the people who have helped me come this far in my life. Without all of them, I would not be here today. Thank you to my wonderful family for always supporting and believing in me, no matter the situation or circumstances. My parents pretty much have made it to every sporting event I have had since kindergarten. They are my biggest fans. I am blessed to have a supportive and loving family. Thank you to my mom, dad, sister, brother, nephew, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins for giving me the foundation to grow into a strong and independent female. Secondly, thank you to my friends and teammates for pushing me to be the best person, teammate, and leader that I could be. True friends are hard to come across, and I am lucky to have them in my life. My friends have had my back, provided endless laughter, and let me cry on their shoulders whenever I needed to, which this past year was a lot. I would not have made it through the past 4 years without them, and I know I have friendships that will certainly last a lifetime. Athletics have always been a huge part of my life. I have had such incredible coaches throughout my time as an athlete. I would like to first thank Erin Murphy, who was my high school lacrosse coach. She taught me how to be a fierce competitor, while at the same time remaining humble and maintaining dignity and composure. To my college coaches, Ashley and Adrian, thank you for believing in me both in the classroom and on the athletic field, when at times I didn't even believe in myself. Thank you for guiding me through life and dealing with my craziness over the past 4 years. I aspire to have the levels of dedication, commitment, and passion that you both have for your players. Thank you to the teachers and professors that I have had from the ages of 5 to 22. You have molded me into the woman you are seeing right now. Every professor that I have had at Keystone has pushed me academically to be the best student that I could possibly be. I am so grateful to have the opportunity to be able to call you all my role models. I would like to share some of the wonderful experiences I have had with professors at Keystone. Professor Ray Hayes, who in November had open heart surgery and returned to teach in January with the biggest smile on his face that you could ever imagine. Dr. Michael McDougall, who let me sit in his office and ask about 100 questions every week about graduate school. He has inspired me to go into the field of mental health. Dr. Marie Andrioli, who provided free candy and a hug whenever you needed it most. Professor Adrienne Millot, who always left her office door open to anyone who just needed to seek advice, vent, or someone to talk to. Professor Jane Honchel, my freshman year college writing professor, who now, even retired, continues to help her students whenever they ask. Unfortunately, if I listed all of the great examples of professors at Keystone College, my speech would be way too long. I have had many different professors who have created a great impact on my life, and I can't thank you all enough. And last, but certainly not least, to the class of 2020, thank you for your hard work and dedication that has gotten you all this far. I encourage you, as you move on in life, always remember to thank those who have helped you get this far. We have all learned many different lessons from our time at Keystone, and being home for over a month has given me the chance to reflect upon some of the most important lessons that I believe Keystone College has taught me. I would like to share some of these lessons with you today. As most of us remember, senior year of high school was very nerve-wracking. I applied to over 30 different universities and colleges before stumbling across Keystone College. When I was trying to decide on where to attend college, I was confused, tired, and did not want to tour another school ever again. Then, I kept receiving text messages from a college coach by the name of Ashley Irwin. At first, I was extremely annoyed because this woman would not leave me alone. But I am so happy that she decided to continue to bother me. Without her bothering me, I would have never given Keystone a chance. When I finally got the opportunity to tour Keystone, I realized that this was where I truly belonged. It felt like home. And after 4 years here, I am proud to be able to call Keystone a part of who I am. I realized from this that even when you feel like you have come to a dead end, there might be a different path where you least expect it that leads you to somewhere great. I played both field hockey and lacrosse at Keystone. I have learned many valuable lessons while playing both, but something that has stuck with me is why I'm so passionate about athletics. It is not because of the sport itself, but the people. In life, try to surround yourself with people who lift you up. During my junior year playing in a field hockey game, I had my nose broken when I got hit in the face with a field hockey stick. To me, injury in a sport was devastating, and at that moment, it felt like the end of the world. However, I learned that you have to surround yourself with people who are willing to pick you up when you're down, even while gushing blood. When your entire world feels like it's crumbling around you, it is crucial to have people around you that will help to pick up the pieces. Throughout my entire life, I have always had a determination and passion for learning new information, both inside and outside of the classroom. Learning is a lifelong journey, and continuing this process is one component that will lead us to success in whatever field we choose to pursue. Never stop learning and growing. I believe it is only right to mention how coronavirus has taken a lot from many of us. our last semester of senior year, our graduation ceremony, employment opportunities, and for some, unfortunately, the lives of friends and even family members. In one of my favorite novels, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Albus Dumbledore states, "Happiness can be found in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light." Right now, we are living through a time of historic importance, and we can use what we have learned throughout our time at Keystone, such as innovation, creativity, and problem-solving skills, in order to help navigate our changing world and create a better, stronger one. As we move forward with our lives and take steps towards our future, I challenge each and every one of you to learn how to find positives in the negative situations. Over the past 4 years, many things have changed. Our friends, our experiences, and even who we view ourselves as. However, as time moves forward, no matter where we go or what we do, we will always be giants. When we look back at our past, we can cherish the memories we have made throughout our time at Keystone. One of my teachers from high school had a special way with words, and one day he said to us, "Have you ever wondered why a car windshield is so much larger than a rearview mirror? Because what lies ahead of us is so much more important than what we leave behind." Congratulations to the class of 2020. We did it.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and by the trustees of Keystone College, I confer upon the candidates from Keystone College the degrees of Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, Master of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, Associate of Applied Science. Congratulations.
Thorock School of Arts and Sciences, Department of Biological and Physical Sciences and Mathematics. Bachelor of Science, Mary Ann Bogert, cum laude. Catherine Ann Boyle, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Natalie Beth Daly, magna cum laude. Brianna Emmett. Laura Nicole Gotcha. Kristen Ashley Herring. Kristen Marie Lavati, magna cum laude. Jessica A. Hoffman, summa cum laude. Mohammed Hussein. Tabitha China Lee. Alexandria Emmanuel Lehman. April L. Llewellyn, magna cum laude. Aaron Logan Mancuso. Nicholas Jordan Martin, cum laude, honors scholar. Colleen Faith McDevitt, cum laude. Nicholas Robert McDonald. Deja Monique Mitchell. Scott Jacob Moyer, summa cum laude. Michael Nally. Megan Lynn Novak. Shemeka Okoro. Jordan A. Olson, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Natalie Ortiz. Melissa Jill Perfilio. Carmelo David Pioquinto. Aiden T. Powers, cum laude. Hayden Michael Richner, magna cum laude. Emily Ann Sandley. Bailey Lee Sutton. Kevin C. Wellard Jr. Randy Harold Wieland Jr. Tristan A. Williams. Associate in Arts, Dustin Robert Voda. Associate in Science, Jamie Lynn Albert, summa cum laude. Victoria Sky Prisky. Zandra Bailey Moyer, magna cum laude. Matthew James Roman. Elizabeth A. Wadsworth. Department of Communication, Art, and Humanity. Deshawn Banks. Callie Diana Bartos. Michael John Calabro, magna cum laude. Jacqueline Marie Caldiero. Samantha R. Cobb. Richard Joseph Cox. Tiffany Lynn DeWitt. Colin Franco, cum laude. Gabriella Marie Gentile. Nicholas Haas. Liam Philip Keyfield. Stephanie Healy. Laura Mary Kern, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Ethan Brant McDonald Drozdis. Alexa S. Meyer, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Logan Tracy Moon, summa cum laude. Cassandra E. Suchaki. Associate in Arts. Nathan Allen Chamberlain. Dana M. Haken. Ruby Susan Palikar, cum laude. Department of Social and Behavioral Sciences, Master of Science. Vernell Jessica Bunn McKenzie. Amanda Noel Chorba. Ivola Lynn Gilman. Anna Rose Iannuzzo. Amanda Maria Peloki. Bachelor of Science. Leanna May Allen, magna cum laude. Abigail T. Aniska. Ashley R. Bagg. Allison Joy Berman. Graciela Castellan, magna cum laude. Cheverly Violet Chichura. Rachel Nicole Cianficki. Gabrielle Marion Sina. Tiffany Amber DeMarco. Maria Luisa Duarte. Daniel Dugan. Kylie Melissa Emerson. Brianna Marie Felter, magna cum laude. Joseph Vincenzo Becerra. Calvin Augustus Ford Jr. Sophia Lenore Geiser, summa cum laude. Carter M. Gettinger. Jordan Hodel. Jake Michael Hogan. Maya Nicole Kitchen. Kalia Rose Kroll, magna cum laude. Daphne A. Linus, summa cum laude, honors scholar. Shannon Lloyd, summa cum laude, honors scholar. Danye Paulette Loring. Pascal Luzon. Timothy McHale, cum laude. Nicholas Alexander Nace. Jocelyn Mary Okada. Haley Dawn Phelps. David Peter Patrica. Austin C. Pringle, magna cum laude. Sean N. Riley, cum laude. Sean D. Smith. Matthew John Tarabola. Glory Ileana Torres. Kelly A. Franovich, cum laude. Gabrielle N. Truesdale. Nicholas Vasquez. Madison Ann Wagner, magna cum laude. Anna Gabriella Warrener, cum laude. Kayla Sue Whitney. Alyssa R. Wiley, summa cum laude. Dana Lynn Williams. Zachary H. Zielinski. Etienne Zhao. Associate in Arts. Kelly A. Moran Davis. Associate in Science. Ronald James Traver, cum laude. School of Professional Studies, Department of Business, Management and Technology, Master of Accountancy, Laura Ann Burke. Tony Marie Zalewski. Master of Business Administration, John Conti III. Rebecca Marie Heeman. Jacob C. Hinken. Julie May Kudak. Brenda K. Jacobs. Lisa M. Rosato Creighton. Melanie Ann White. Bachelor of Science, Christopher Adams. Zachary Agentowitz, magna cum laude. Jamie Lee Anderline. Pamela Christine Anslinger. Dakota Thomas Ahrens. Michael Thomas Arzi. Colby Michael Belo, magna cum laude. Dylan Fox Barletta. Wandy Daniel Brighto. Ryan Patrick Callahan, magna cum laude. Joshua John Carpenter, magna cum laude. David John Cherkauskas, magna cum laude. Aaron Chichester. Brittany Elizabeth Clark, cum laude. Joseph Daniel Drumsta. Elizabeth Jean Dulissi, cum laude. Samantha Forgach, summa cum laude. Carrie Lynn Gawardi, magna cum laude. Nicholas John Grasso, summa cum laude. Carrie Hackenberg, magna cum laude. Taylor Ann Hicks, cum laude. Addison Hoffman. Carly Marie Kalinowski, magna cum laude. Erin Marie Kenny, magna cum laude. Joe Ann Laplace. Brian Francis Lennon, cum laude. Emily Levison, cum laude. Andrew Lupinacci, cum laude. Sean James McWilliams. Ronald Medina. Raymond Twine Mills. Michaela Rose Mussolino. Ursuli Kabab Nagango. Michael Nyarko. Johan Panagua. Ryan Mitchell Perkins. Brian L. Pyers. Sean Pitak, magna cum laude. Brett M. Riley. Savannah May Robinson, cum laude. Brittany Lynn Rowan. Michael Santulli. Rachel Marie Scaturo. Alexander Thomas Schmidt, summa cum laude. Caitlin R. Schrader. Rebecca A. Shepard. Edward Fred Sicilongo. Samantha Jo Smiley, magna cum laude. Amber Nicole Smith. Ariana Lynn Smith. Jordan Alexander Smith. Kelly Lynn Smith, magna cum laude. Keith Michael Snyder, cum laude. Caitlin Alexandra Studley. Kayla Nicole Stratman. Nathaniel C. Turpak, cum laude. Ibrahim S. Tankora. Ciara Michelle Valentine. Zachary M. White. Lori Ellen Willis, cum laude. Cassidy Woods, cum laude. Daniel Victor Zuniga, cum laude. Associate in Science, Mustafa Kemal Abdallah, Melissa Ann Braff, Renee Lee Hill, magna cum laude, Michael Leek, cum laude, Jill Marie Tague, summa cum laude. Department of Education, Master of Education, Lindsay J. Bishop, Farida Bomrain, Nicole Teresa Cromie, Patricia Susanna Diaz, Kelsey Marie Galuska, Amy Elizabeth Hoyt, Corinne Dorothy Jacobs, Natalie Marie Moser, Lindsay P. Patton, Maria de Los Angeles Palaco, Chiquita M. Howell, Deanna Marie Rolnavich, Rebecca E. Spencer, Kara Rose Welliver, Bachelor of Science, Juliana Borowski, Ashley May Constable, magna cum laude, honors scholar, Sarah Rose Durr, cum laude, Winter Eve Gawardi, Williamson Jacques, Jordan Picharski, magna cum laude, Amy Llewellyn, cum laude, Mariah Ann Lonnie, Kristen E. Murray, magna cum laude, Megan L. Pitts, magna cum laude, Maya Lanice Sanders, Rachel Elizabeth Sanfort, Kimberly A. Schlesser, Ashlyn E. Simpson, cum laude, Elizabeth Frey Stefanski, magna cum laude, Megan Riley Stevens, magna cum laude, Janelle LaShawn Strother, Elizabeth Catherine Thompson, magna cum laude, Erica Marie Wiles, Associate in Science, Tatiana Caraballo, summa cum laude, Hermes Colon, cum laude, Olga Colon, magna cum laude, Taisha Renai Douse, magna cum laude, Sarah Joan Epley, magna cum laude, Nilda Ilsa Gonzalez, magna cum laude, Jacqueline Hernandez, Raida Jeffrin, summa cum laude, Laura Grace Kasmerick, magna cum laude, Lexis T. Kochmer, cum laude, honors scholar, Sheena N. Marr, cum laude, Aileen Farida Martinez, magna cum laude, Juana J. Reyes de Rosario, magna cum laude, Maritza Rojas, Rachel Elizabeth Sanfort.
Hail, alma mater, our voices are raised to thee. Of you, alma mater, our praises will ever be. To Keystone College, we give our thanks anew. We go for that promise to pledge our lives to you. Hail, alma mater, and ever shall be our creed. For you, alma mater, by virtue ever lead. To Keystone College, we give our thanks anew. We go forth and promise to pledge our